This is Irontrader, and this is the last call of the day and of the week here. So we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, gold, silver, crude oil, and natural gas. And we'll take a look at the indexes. And holy smokes, look at the Dow's up over 1,100, S&P's up 117, and the Nasdaq's up 428. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, at the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas, along with the Baker Hughes rig count. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, so stock about ETF. If you'd like to subscribe, thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have Bitcoin. Now, before we get started, yesterday we had panic in the air. Oh, we got panic in the air. Now, I still believe a correction is coming. I don't know what kind of correction we had right there, but I really think that you're going to get a correction. But again, I think you're going to get this volatility back and forth, back and forth. Now, what you got going on here, just complete total short squeeze going on. That's really what you have, okay? So yesterday, the turning point was like around 8 o'clock last night, okay? It was around, I'm sitting there watching the market. It was about 8:30, and then I said, well, everything's coming down and moving right on up, and it was a really good buying opportunity. I mean, I sold that BITI. I bought the BITX there for the Bitcoin. I got into TQQQ level. That was a really good trade there also. I bought the oil long as it came right down to the 50-day. And silver, I scalped the silver, and now you're looking at up at 70 again here. So realistically, sometimes I think maybe the hours of trade are after hours versus like during the day. I don't know. We'll have to see. So let's just see how everything shakes out on Sunday night when the futures open there at 6 p.m. And then we can start trading at 8 p.m. and we'll just see how that all goes. But right now, I'm staying long a lot of stuff that I bought. Okay, here we have Bitcoin. Now, we came all the way down to the 6,000 mark. What we're looking for right here was your key level was 58,276, okay? So all you have to do is just look right here to the left of the chart. This is what we're looking for, okay? 60.70, okay? It came out just a little bit below that. Then we had that 58,945, and then obviously your 200 SMA here. Now, we put a nice big bottoming tail here on the weekly chart. Now, I don't know if this is actually the bottom here, but we'll find out here next week. Now, we got to an sold condition. The green is still below your red, but if that can curl back up, then we have some. But I think it's going to take time for the shake out. Now, on the upside here, what you're really watching is you're watching that 71,690. That's today's high so far. Then we want to come up to the top of that candle at 73,575 level. And then really what we're going to be looking for, we'll look to the bottom of that candle, 74,785. Okay, and then we're going to be looking right here at that 8-day. Now, when the futures open, remember, on Sunday, this is not going to be 77,471. This is going to be lower, and that's going to be very, very strong resistance to get through, okay? So what you want to watch on the downside is just watch this key level here, this 60.05 level, and right here, this 58,276 level, okay? So that's going to be very, very key. Now, if we start losing that level, you're going to be right here, okay? You're looking at 57,550 level. We'll come down here, 54,545, right here at 52,820, and then here's the big boy at 49,365. That's going to be very, very key. Simple reason to see off the top of this candle here, it held it, and then it rallied on up here. So this is going to be really, really good support. Now, again, if that is lost, you know what I'm saying, you could come on, you could get, it could be hammer time. I mean, you could come down here 47 and come down here at 42, and you come all the way down here to this 38,540 level here, okay? But right now, as long as that 200-day on the weekly is holding, we're in good shape. Got RSI here, yeah, you're getting right to the bottom here. It's not oversold yet. The MACD here is not quite oversold here. That hasn't curled up or anything. So again, just be very, very careful. But what we have to do is get back up to that 87.50, and then we can see what happens. But this is what you really want to watch right there on Sunday night is that 77.484 now. But again, it's going to be lower, okay, when on Sunday night. Now, again, if it can bust through that, here's what you're looking for is 79,660, because reason being, there's your gap. And then look to the bottom of that candle, 81,210. There's your fill. Gap in your fill. Then we come to the bottom there at 83,210. Then we'll come to the top at 84,945 level. And then we come to the bottom there at 85,900. And then we're looking for your 21-day up here at 86,312. And then your 50-day sitting there at 88,223. Now, yesterday was just a really good buying up, but it was just happened so late in the day. I mean, it was just like 8 o'clock there. Right in that area there, and I just, geez, you can see where the market was starting to reverse. You could just feel it, like, so I said, man, I dumped that BITI. That was a really, really good trade, and then I jumped right into that BITX and BITX, And I'm really glad I did because now BITX is up 20% in one freaking day. I don't know how you can argue with that. Okay, so again, just be a little bit cautious. Let's see what happens here Sunday night when the futures open. But if it does rally up here, watch that 8-day. That can be very, very strong resistance until we get back above it. And we curl up that 8-day and we get back above that 8-day. That's going to be the key. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. Alrighty, here we have gold, here we have silver. Okay, now I'm going to show you another silver chart because that's what I traded yesterday. And I'll show you another chart after we get done with this here, okay? So now your gold, I did not jump into gold. I jumped into silver, and I think silver was really a lot better trade kind of a situation, okay? So right here, yesterday, you can see it dropped all the way down here. It came all the way down to so far at a 46.70 level, okay? But now you can see how nice it's rallying up here, back above that 21-day. And where are we? Right at that 8-day. That's going to be very, very critical, okay? So what you want to watch is today's high so far, 49,995, but this is going to be a key level, is that 5022. Got to get above that. If we can, you go 5045, and then we'll come up here, 5113. Once we get above that, then we have nice good targets up here at 5190 level. We venture up here, 54.52. We come up here at that 54.80, and then we have that 56.26 level. That's all the way up here, okay? So, again, that would be the retest. But right now, that 8-day is going to be everything, and you can see how strong it is, okay? So we can see we didn't make it up to it. This went up to it, couldn't close above it. That went right into it, and so far we haven't been able to get above it. So that's going to be very key. And then once we get above that, then I would jump into the GLD, and then we'll see how far we can actually take it. Now, here on the downside, just watch that 21-day. That's going to be very key. We lose that, and we're going to come right down to the bottom there at that 47.79. We'll come down here at 46.70, and then we're looking for old 50-day at 45.555. And then we have this right here at 44.23. That'd be bottom of that candle. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking for. That's going to be very, very key level. Okay, so what you want to do is here's the bottom of this candle here. So you got to figure at 415. This one here at 44.23 didn't even make it down to the price channel, but it came pretty damn close. Okay, now way overbought condition, needed to have a good pullback, and now you're only sitting at 55. This green is trying to go sideways, so actually this is going to be a good trade. So I'm watching. I only trade this on alongside GLD, okay? So I don't do the old short ski. I just had patience, just kind of waited. But I didn't really trade that. I traded here, you know what I'm saying, in that kind of situation. I did trade this because I got into the silver instead. But again, just watch that 21-day on the bottom and watch that 8-day there on the old top, okay? Now, here we have the silver, okay? So what we're going to do here is we came all the way down and made this low of 63.90, okay? So we held that key level at 62.43, that 100-day. And that was always very good. You don't want to lose that because once you do, you got a good shot at hitting all the way down to 49, okay? So it popped right up here. Right now, we're stuck right here at that 50-day at 76.66 level, okay? So now if we can get above that, right here, you're looking at 79.01, okay? Then the next level is going to be right at the bottom of that candle. You're looking at 83 flat. Okay, then we just take the candles up here. Okay, so you got 88. We come up there. You got 89, and then we'll come up to the top of that candle at the what do we got? 89, 83. But this is going to be the key. Is 89.60. That's going to be the key. Now, when those futures open Sunday night, this 8-day is going to be lower, and I don't like that bearish cross once you cross over that 21-day. So if this does break that 50-day, moves up, watch that 8-day for a possible sell. Because that's what I'll be probably selling into that 8-day, whatever that is, 8-day at the time, okay? Now, on the downside here, what you just want to watch is watch the bottom of this candle here, okay? You're looking at 71.20. Watch that candle there at that 70.17. And then, obviously, today's low, 63.90. And then that key 100 SMA here at 62.43, okay? Now only 44. That was overbought. Now we're sitting really good, but the green is still below your red here because we have this bear flag, so you got to be very careful. So when you get this pull, we're coming on up here, and look at that. Boom, and then down she went, but she recovered very nicely. Now I'm going to show you another silver chart with what I trade, SLV, and we'll take a look at that. Okay, so yesterday I'm sitting there in front of the old computer, and I'm looking here at silver, and I can see it just tanking right down. So what I'm watching is that 100-day, okay? That's 62.43, okay? Now, this is the SLV. This is what I trade. Now, you can trade this 24 hours a day. It starts at 8 o'clock on Sunday night, and you can go all the way to 8 o'clock tonight. Okay, 24/7 you can roll it. So if you trade like at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, you can trade this. Okay, but yesterday, right around this time right here, okay, this is where it came right into the old effect. Okay, so I could see this selling down, but what I'm watching is I'm watching this right here. I'm watching that 100-day, and it came right on down and wasn't on it didn't seem like it just wants to hit that 100-day and then to start moving on up here, kind of a situation. So this is where I got in. I didn't get in at the 58, 59, 51. I took a shot. I got in at 59 flat. Okay. So as it rolled up here, and then I'm still holding this, and it's keep rolling up. Now 59, and now you're at 69. Okay. So that's 10 points just from last night, 8 o'clock till now. Okay. So looking very, very good. Now I should say what I'm watching is that 50-day. Now, if we can't break it, then I'll dump that the SLV here, and I'll wait for maybe a pullback. Now, if we can break through this 50-day, then I'll even add to my position, and we'll take it all the way up here to that 8-day. So if you're trading these ETFs, always put the actual commodity on the left-hand side. I trade on a 1 minute and a 5 minute here for this silver, and that seems to be working really good. Now you can use a tick chart, you can use a 15-minute, 30-minute, hourly, 4-hour chart, but yesterday there was really no time for that. The only time yet you had was to jump right in here when this thing was just absolutely selling right on down, and it just looked like it just felt like an absolute bottom there because it didn't hit that 100-day, and then it just rallied right up here. Look at the nice little move that we have going right on up here, bottom left, upper right. Okay, so if you're trading this, put these charts side by side. I just want to give you a little glimpse on how I trade it. Would you always watch the actual commodity situation, and then you can trade off of that. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil. Now, yesterday I'm sitting here watching the same chart. Now, again, my office is a little bit different than probably most. I have 2 PCs and I have 10 screens up, okay? So right now I just show you one screen, okay? But that's not how it works in my office. So I got everything that's right there. That's what you need, to trade, and all I have to do is just look up. Plus, I have all the news. I have global news going there. I got CNBC and I got Bloomberg going all the time. So there's always something, you know what I mean? A lot of times I'll turn the sound down on CNBC and Bloomberg. I just like to have the information, kind of a situation. Global news is the best because that's 24/7, and they there's no opinions, there's nothing. They just give you the news. Now, I used to listen to back when this used to be TD Ameritrade. I trade with Schwab now. They used to have this guy is Benzinga Charlie. His name was. Well, it was on Benzinga. His guy name was Charlie, and this guy was off the chain. Okay, so if you do have Benzinga, that Charlie, he's probably even better than Global News there. I mean, he had the information before he even had information. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, this is what I have there when I was looking at that. So I was trading the silver. I was looking for that. Trading the TQQs there for the NASDAQ. I was watching that, okay? And then I was always watch the oil chart, and I was watching the silver chart, okay? So I was watching this here, and I could see where it came right on down yesterday, and we had it right down here to that 200-day, okay? So yesterday's low, we came all the way down. We made 62.20, and it held it really nice, and then it started rolling up here. So I jumped right on into the UCO, okay? And then I just carried it all the way on up here. Now, I sold half my position when we got to the top. So the reason I sold that is today we got 64.58, okay? Right here, 64.67, okay? And then you take this here at 64.74. That is your resistant level, okay? That is your resistant level. Also, it came out there today that, the U.S. is negotiating with Iran. Now, Iran posted there today that they had really good talks and they had really good meetings, okay, on the whole situation. So if they can get this solved, I don't think crude is going to be staying up here that high. Just remember, T-Man does not like high crude oil. He likes that down to that 50s. Just remember the first term, he wants that down to 50. So always remember that this is just a trading situation. Now, I put on no short here because simple reason is we're still holding that 200-day, and this could pop up anytime. So what we're looking for on the downside, we're watching the bottom of that candle, 62.86. Right here at 62.65 and then 62.25. Now I have a long position in oil, and then I also trade it. So yesterday was a really good. I was just waiting for the trade, and boom, down she comes, and then she rallied up very, very nicely, and we went right into that resistant area very, very nicely. Okay, so what we're looking here on the downside is, if you keep, if it goes through that 62.65, just watch that 62.25. That's going to be key. And then right here is that 61.63. We lose that, we'll come to the bottom there. 61.39 will come down here at 61.12. And then we'll be looking for the 60.09, 100-day, and then your 50 SMA. But right now we have that sideways consolidation. This is only at 57. The green is still over your red, so it's looking pretty good. On the upside there, just watch that 8-day. You got to not just pop and drop. You got to close above that 8-day right there at 64.01. Then we can come up to, today's high at 64.58. Then we're looking right there, 64.74, and then we'll come up there at 65.53, and then we have 66.11, and then your big retest at 66.48 now. Now, again, if they don't get this resolved, if you blow past that 66.48 here, we just looked right to the left of the chart where we're going, 67.74. We'll come up here, 69.58. But this is really what you're looking for right there is that 70.51 retest. That's going to be very, very key. And that will be your big upside target if it keeps blasting higher. But right now, you can see how we have a nice, good uptrending chart. Okay, right here on the daily, on a weekly, we still have a downtrending, but this here now, this is uptrending here. We broke that downtrend line, and so now we're venturing on up here. So watch that 8-day on the upside. We can crack above it. We're going to retest that 66.48 or come pretty close. But watch all this resistance right here. This is where you have this so much resistance if you're just trading it right here. Okay, so just watch this. That's going to be very, very key. So you got to watch that resistance and then watch that key 200 days. So let's see what the futures offer here on the at 6 o'clock there on Sunday. Now I'm still long crude, but I sold half of my trading position, and I'm gonna see how the other half of the trading position will be here at the end of the day here. But I might unload that there too, and just see how this is actually going to shake out here with all the news coming out of Iran. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. All righty, here we had natural gas. Okay, so what we had is a nice, really good run up here, basically on weather. Then we had the contract roll, and it brought it right down to that 200-day. Kind of popped up here. This was last weekend. So just remember, this was last weekend, and this was looking actually very, very bullish for me. Now, everybody is different. I say for me, I don't like holding natural gas long or short overnight, especially, and I won't do it over the weekend, okay, because you have no idea, okay? So if you're holding this last week, you had a high there of, it closed at 441, and where did it go? Boom, all the way down there, okay, on Monday. So again, just be very, very careful, very, very leery of natural gas. Now, we do have a bear flag situation. It could not get through that 359, that is your 200-day, and it couldn't get right there through that 363, that 8-day. We popped right into it, got as high as 3.65, but you notice it couldn't do it. So, okay, so we got a bear flag situation. So you got to close, you got to get above right there, first of all, that 359, and then that 363 level. Then above that, then we have that 100-day at 3.9, 21-day at 3.99, and then your 50-day at 3.16. And then we have a retest up here at 4.42. Okay, so that is your upside, but you got so much resistance, your price is way, below everything. Okay, so watch today's low. Okay, 340. Okay, down here, 332. Okay, then we have 326, and then we come right down to this level here, 315, and then there's your big retest at 3 flat. Okay, now this looks like it wants to go lower, but again, we have to see what the weekend brings. So for me, I'm just going to be waiting very patiently. I have no position, okay, in natural gas here today. So what I'm waiting for is just Sunday night at 6 o'clock, and then I'll just see how it determines what comes up at 8 o'clock if I want to go long or if I want to go short on natural gas. Okay, let's take a look at the indexes. All right, here we have the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. Now, this looks like here, like it definitely wanted to sell off, okay? So we had this couldn't get through situation, okay? That was the key, 49,653. So I said, if we can break through this, 50 is going to be your target, okay? So we overshot it by a little bit, 50.26 level, okay? So now you have to be a little patient on this here to see where we're actually going to be Sunday night and going to be next week. But we have a big, this is actually a short squeeze going. Everybody was looking for the short. It's a short. And then when it squeezed, boom, it got all the way up. Now, an easy way to trade this on the long side is UDOW, okay? Okay, SDOW on the downside, okay? Same with the NASDAQ. If you want to do this, I use TQQs, or if you wanted to short it, SQQQs, okay? So very, very easy. But now you can see we blew right past this. I'm looking for that 50 mark, and boom, we got the 50 mark, just like that, okay? one big ass red candle. Now, upside, well, you're in blue sky, man. This could go anywhere now. Okay, you're in blue sky. But again, always watch for that retest of 49,653. That's going to be key. And eventually it's going to retest it. It's going to come on down. And if it holds it, then it can shoot right back up again. But if it doesn't hold it, then it's going to come all the way, flying all the way and down. So always look at this retest at 49,653, okay, for the retest. Because if it doesn't, and if it keeps it on rolling, then you got to be a little bit cautious here because of, you got this huge 1,100 point run in one day. But remember, that is a short squeeze going on here today. Okay. Now, here we have the S&P, another short squeeze going. Now, yesterday came on down, but you notice it held that 100-day. See, just like it did here. Okay, beautiful. Now she ran on up here, got past the 50-day, but where did it go? Right into that 8-day, right into that 21-day, and it stopped it pretty cold. Okay, so you got to get above that 8-day, okay, 69.22 and 69.26. Once you do, then we can start retesting this area, okay? We got 69.45. We can retest this area, 69.86, and then we retest that 7,000 mark. Okay, that's what we're looking for there on the upside. Okay, now on the downside, you got to hold that 50-day. Then we're looking for that 100-day, and then we can just keep venturing all the way down to these candles here. You look at 67.89. We'll come over here at 67.20, and we can come all the way down to that 65.21. Okay, well, right now we're just right into all this strong resistance. But again, short squeeze situation. So, don't have an opinion. Just trade these charts. Okay. Here we have the NASDAQ. Another good short squeezer. Okay. So again, you can see yesterday it came all the way down and we kind of held this area right here. Okay. See this right here? That's what we held. This is what we're looking for. That's what we held. So everything you really need to know is always on the left-hand side of the chart. Okay. So just bring that right across. Boom. There you go. Okay. Very, very simple. See? All that, see that? All that support. See the top of that candle? See how nice that is? She's a beaut, Clark. Look at that. Okay, so today, what it is, we had a nice big rally, big green candle, and another good short squeezer going here. So, okay, so what we're watching on the upside, obviously, is today's high, 23.11. This is going to be key, 23.141, and then we start running into all the thick of it. The 8-day, okay, that 50 SMA here in the green, and then the yellow is going to be that 23.424 level. We get above that, then we come up to this level here, okay, 23.691. Then we come up to this level here, 23.813, and then 23.988. And then you have your big retest all the way here at 24.19. But right now, just realize this is just a short squeeze. It's one day, does not make a market. Okay, remember that. Now, we're looking for today's low, 22.586. Yesterday's low, 22.461. And then we could venture all the way down here, okay, 22.231. And then we could venture down there, 22.43, and then so on all the way down until you hit your 200 SMA here, okay? But right now, we just have this nice green candle, so just roll with it, okay? But let's just see where it's all going to shake out once this squeeze is done. All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here Sunday night, and we'll do it all over again, okay? Now, just remember, at midday trading, if anybody out there wants me to do a stock for them or an ETF or a commodity, just post it right on here, and I'll put it right up there for you at midday trading. I'll chart it for you, and then you can have a different look and a lot, maybe a different opinion of what you're looking at. Okay, so this not a problem at all. And I usually do 3 videos a day in the morning and at night here. I usually do the Bitcoin, sometimes Ethereum, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas, and the indexes. But midday trading is open to whatever that you want to do. So a lot of times I'll do what's in play, or what I'll do is, what the earnings are, or anything like that, or a hot stock or something like that. But if you want something looked at, just post it on. All right, have a great weekend. I'll see you Sunday night, and trade what's in front of you, not what you want.
Wow.